Welcome everybody to Hobbs Eagle action right here on Hobbs Eagle Network, whether it be on YouTube, maybe you're on the Hobbs America Network. Either way, thank you very much for joining us as we're about to get underway in a moment or two. We've got the JV game going strong, and the Hobbs JV Eagles have taken the lead again. 52-44 is the score right now against the Roswell JV squad of the Coyotes. And, of course, right after this game, we're going to have a little bit pause to get them warmed up on both sides for both the Roswell Coyotes as well as your Hobbs Eagles. And then we're going to get into it with the pregame before we get into our matchup for the first district game of the season for your Hobbs Eagles. Once again, 52-44 is what the score is. We've got 2:35 on the clock, and that will be the remainder of the game. And then after that, once again, we'll get into our warm-ups. We'll see your Hobbs Eagles getting some warm-up shots for you before then, and then after that we'll get the post-game or the pregame going for your Hobbs Eagles. Ty Friend, me, Ron Gunter will be bringing all the action for you right here. Of course, we'll also be on Cool 95.7 as well as on the app, Cool 95.7. Don't go anywhere. We'll be back in a moment, get you more coverage as well as let you know what's going on, updates for the game. All right, thank you very much, everybody, for watching. The Eagle fans are out here waiting for the game, and we are waiting as well. But we've got a game here with the JV squad, and it is 55-50. Your Eagles above the Coyotes of the JV squad of Roswell. Going to be happening right now. Timeout is on the floor as we just had a three-pointer just a moment ago that lifted the Eagles up by 5. 39.4 is what we got on the scoreboard. And that's how much time is left. Of course, you know it's going to be a little dragged out a little bit because of fouls, although neither team is in double bonus right now, so that may not be as such an issue, but nevertheless, Cavs with 4 fouls, one more, and they will put Hobbs in the bonus as Hobbs has the ball right now, as you see. And, of course, we'll be on the radio on Cool 95.7 for the pregame to get you into the mood for the Hobbs Eagles versus the Roswell Coyotes right here. 25 seconds remaining as it is continuing to go. Looks like it is going to be closer to game time than thought. No, there is a foul now with 19.3 seconds. Sending up to the line will be Hobbs. And then after that, we'll have the pregame. And, of course, we'll start the game promptly after that. Once again, 55-50. Hobbs is on the line to shoot 2. And Wheeler is on the line to shoot 2 for the Hobbs JV squad. Be back in a moment to get this thing started with the pregame as well as get it into game time. Roswell Coyotes once again starting district play in 2024-2025 season right here on the, of course, the Hobbs Network. We've got it on hobbsamerica.com and YouTube. And that's going to be a final for you right here for the JV squad as they win the game 57-50 over the Coyotes of Roswell JV squad. Going to be getting a warm-up time, and then after that, we'll get you started on the pregame show, probably about 5 to 7 minutes roughly, but nevertheless, don't forget we're always on hobbsamerica.com, YouTube, and we'll be on Cool 95.7, also on the app as well to be able to hear it. If you aren't able to watch it, of course, and we've always got it on Cool 95.7, the Facebook page as well. So all those outlets, and we'll be getting you the game once again. Looks like we're going to have about 20 minutes for warm-up, so we'll get you started pretty soon right here. Don't go anywhere or come back pretty soon as we get the game started and pregame coming up in mere minutes.
Welcome, everyone, to Task Arena. Time for Hobbs Eagle basketball. Live on the radio at Cool 95.7, on the internet, HobbsAmerica.com, YouTube, and the Cool 95.7 Facebook page. Ty, friend Ron Gunner with you. Manuel back at the station as the Hobbs Eagles get ready to open up their district schedule tonight at home against the Roswell Coyotes. And, of course, last year, Ron, Roswell knocked off the Eagles 2 out of 3 times, including the district tournament where they beat them in the semifinals. Pretty bad 20-plus loss in that one, and ended up pretty much knocking the Eagles out of the playoff opportunity. If Hobbs would have won that game, a lot of people were saying that they probably would have made the playoffs barely towards the bottom seeding.
Right.
But that loss really killed them and did not make the playoffs. Of course, they were under 500 anyway. Roswell just a couple games over 500. They ended up losing in the district championship to Clovis, but they'd already won the regular season championship, so their ticket was already punched. But
right.
Wasn't the strongest season for Roswell, but they got themselves in the playoffs, lost in the first round to Oregon Mountain, but still kind of a sour taste in the Eagles' mouths. They thought they were going to go up to Roswell and have a real close game and kind of go to the wire to see who's going to, get that shot to move on to the district championship game. But didn't work out for the Eagles, so maybe it's going to be a revenge factor tonight.
Exactly, and Coach Reeves wanted to get a little bit more wins. A couple more wins, he would have had 100 for his career in Hobbs, but instead walked off with a loss on that one and just had to do with what he could. But, just missed the playoffs by that much. Roswell was strong, though, and they do have that core back. They're missing a couple of them because they graduated last year, of course, but otherwise they're pretty strong, too. They only have one more loss than Hobbs does right now. They've had a weaker schedule, and that was one of the reasons why they're ranked lower. But other than that, I think they will come in here, and they usually bring their best game and bring us the kind of a little bit of a frustrating deal. They do the press court as well, front court, back court, they do that as well. So both sides, you're going to see that action happening going on, and we're going to see who can outpress who on this game.
Well, last week, of course, the Hobbs Eagles getting an impressive win over Artesia. Second time this season, won the first one by 16. Second time, 88-54 by 34 points. Kind of a weird situation in that game. Hobbs went up quickly, 22-11. But then we're outscored 14-7 in that second quarter and ended up only being up by 4 at the half. But then the third and fourth come around, and Hobbs really dominating. 31 points in the third, and then they finish up with 28 in the fourth and completely just shutting down Artesia. Artesia racking up the turnovers, too, right. 27. Now, they had 31 against Hobbs in that Artesia championship game. The Eagles won that by 16. But now 27 in that game here at Task Arena. So Hobbs really causing them to cough up the basketball, especially in that second half.
Yeah, well, the funny thing was we had noticed the fact that Artesia had come back, gotten the lead for a moment, and all of a sudden Hobbs just shut them down from then on after that. Was able to get back in the lead and extend it, of course, and get that huge win. And the third quarter really helped. That was something that Hobbs was having trouble with last season, especially in the first and fourth quarters. They just could not perform for whatever reason. The fourth quarter, they got a little tight. Coach Ross has come in here and said, look, we got to play fun. We got to have fun. We got to go ahead and go out there and do what we know what to do. But do not get tense. Do not tense up and try to lose the ball or try to get these points that you think they're going to happen out of nowhere, these phantom points. So you got to play the game, play it the way you know how to, and just 1 point at a time.
Of course, the Eagles got 4 in double figures against Artesia, 25 for Abraham Pena, and surprisingly, no three-pointers out of those numbers. A lot of free throw opportunities, 3 for 7. Not his best shooting night on the line, but still leading scorer at 25. Pena still finds a way to get the points in the bucket. Peyton Hodge, great game for him scoring-wise, 19 points in the game, 7 rebounds. That was a stat I was trying to see if Peyton would start to pick up on, is the rebounds. He loves to drive to the hoop. He likes to go and lay it up. Get out in the transition game, etc. Had some good moves, up and down the court. But the rebounds been kind of lower numbers for him this season. That was kind of a breakout game for him on the glass, getting some more second chance opportunities, which you have to think of that as a player. Rebounds don't just mean pulling the ball down. You might get to go up and score off of them, too.
And we also got to wonder what would happen if he would have played his junior season as well. Maybe he would be a lot better. He'd have a little more control of his body. Sometimes he goes in, tries to get the ball, and instead gets a body foul on him. And so sometimes he is in foul trouble. But we're hoping to see that one of the problems that Hobbs has in this season, the only problem really they have really is putting their opponents in bonus. Hoping to see that Roswell doesn't get to go on the line because they're going to take advantage of that as well. And Hobbs, though, on the other hand, needs to take advantage and be able to get inside, drive the lane, be able to cause those fouls, and be able to get to the line to be able to get some foul shots and free throws and be able to extend the lead if they got it.
Parker Henderson, another double-digit scorer with 10 points. He had one quarter where he had 4 buckets, 8. So that definitely was his momentum. And perfect on the line, too, at 2 for 2 from the charity stripe. Great job for sophomore Lyric Soria coming off the bench. He had a couple of trades for the Eagles. In fact, half of the number the Eagles had, 4 total. He had 2 of them. and also perfect on the line, 2 for 2. And the best thing about it is also adding 5 rebounds. Nice to see him getting a chance to come off the bench and giving a real good opportunity to do more than just trying to score. I mean, he plays some real tight defense on the perimeter, too, right up in people's shorts.
Yeah, he does, and that's what we like to see is that defensive pressure coming up and coming strong, and that makes a difference in the game and also helps the advantage of the Eagles as far as offense.
Last but not least, in the double digits, Parker Henderson, the big man, had 10 points. I already said him. Sorry, I'm jumping backwards there.
That's all right.
So four in double figures regardless, and kind of wonder why I only had 3 boards in that game. But, we had a lot of people participating, getting involved, so not a lot of missed shots where you had to go up there and clean up as much, and Hobbs getting in the transition quite a bit in the second half. So it's kind of hard to miss a layup unless you're getting fouled.
Yeah, well, it's also about timing, too. Henderson wasn't always out there at the right time. Sometimes he was on the bench, and when he was out there, though, he was getting defensive ability. But he was also on the outer rim, too, so he was helping to protect that perimeter, making sure that no 3 shots have been making. But, it's just about timing and, of course, how long you're out on the court. He wasn't out as long as he could have been, but still, when he was, he made the most of it.
And the most consistent rebounder this season, of course, Jairus Turbiatis. He finished with 9 boards. Only 7 points, but 9 boards important. He leads the team now, 7.7 glass work every game. So that's very important to keep him on the glass and helping out. And a very versatile kid, too. Plays some D, gets some steals, and helps out the cause. So those were the top scorers. Eagles' free throw shooting wasn't great, 12 of 24 for 50%. But we're starting to see some games where they're getting the double-digit attempts. There were some games where they're getting single-digit attempts and maybe making a few of them, but not enough to help their score the way they like it to. But penetration is going to get you those, and second and third putbacks up there give you an opportunity to get fouled, and that's what we want to see, more aggressiveness in the paint.
Yeah, that's one of the reasons probably why they lost against Cleveland. Just not enough trips to the foul line. If they did, they would have been able to get those extra points and maybe even make it a close one, if not get that victory. But, yeah, fourth quarter really helped Cleveland as far as their foul shots. They got it in and, of course, got the win on that one.
So the Eagles getting a 34-point win, almost a mercy rule victory over Artesia, who's ranked 3rd in the 4A. So very good team and will be definitely in the playoffs and vying for a state championship in their division. Opponent tonight, Roswell High. They've got 20 games under their belt as well, and currently ranked 5th in the Max Preps poll. So very tough squad. They're ready to play some basketball, 16-4. Their strength of schedule not as tough as the top 4 teams, including the Eagles. They're only at 10.6. Hobbs at 14.6. But, of course, Roswell not invited to the Metro tournament, which is going to get you a lot of bonus points in terms of the teams that you play. They have been playing some tournaments this year, but just not the caliber that the Hobbs Eagles had, especially at the Metro tournament. They had a game against Goddard a few days ago. A big win, 70-32. Jeremy Sobrano, leading scorer with 26 for the Coyotes. Rylan Saraceno finished with 16. Those two continue to be the top scorers throughout the season. In a win against Centennial, 83-60. Saraceno had 25, Sambrano with 21, and Jalen Cloud 14. Now, Cloud we saw last year against the Eagles as well. He's one of those kind of up and down scorers. You'll see some games where he's in double digits, and there'll be a big drop-off for a few games. But he's one of their good offensive players throughout the season. And a game that just happened a while back as well on January 21st, the Roswell-Artesia game. Roswell barely pulled off the win, 59-57 in that one. They were up big in the first quarter, 23-9, but only led by 9 at the half and still held on to win in that game. They were up by 1, or Artesia took a lead in the end of the third quarter, 47-46, and Roswell was able to pull it out in the fourth quarter. Scoring-wise, they had 3 in double digits. Sambrano had 17, Saraceno 13, and Cloud 10. So those guys are toward this part of the season are starting to be the consistent scores for them, and they hit 7 3-pointers against Artesia, more than what the Eagles got last week against Artesia. They only had 4. So Roswell can shoot the ball when need be. They got some athleticism, 6 seniors on the team this year, but the drop-off is on the bench personnel and the people coming onto the court for subs. Not a lot of experience there, and they're kind of feeling themselves out just a little bit. That might be the benefit the Eagles have, because we got some guys that come off the bench pretty quick.
And if you look at the history, of course, Roswell coming in with a 7-game winning streak, you would think that'd be impressive, but some of these teams that they played against were weaker teams, like Goddard, Lovington, Artesia, Rio Rancho, and the last time a loss was against Las Cruces, and we beat them by a final score of 59-29. Not a big score, but still by 30 And meanwhile, Las Cruces was able to beat them 64-53. That's an 11-point victory against this Roswell squad. So maybe we'll see that Roswell squad come out here and face this Hobbs team. But either way, I know we're going to see a lot of pressing on both sides.
Last year, Roswell had a 2-1 series record against the Eagles. They won at home to start it off, so they got that 1-0 record getting going with a 12-point win, 67-55. Pena top scorer for the Eagles with 19, and Turbiatas had 14 points, 6 rebounds. Eagles were about 49% from the field, so not horrible shooting. Saraceno, though, lit them up bad there at home. He had 20 points in that first game, the only double-digit score for Roswell in that victory. Game 2, back here at Tasker Arena, Eagles won by 5, a close one, 72-67. Pena again leading the Eagles with 15. Clay had 12. And a couple other guys stepped up as well. Wheeler actually came off the bench. Cameron Wheeler with 11 points. And Vija, who's always now with Artesia, he had 10. So 4 in double figures. Turbiatas got close, 9 points and 8 rebounds. So Hobbs really getting fired up for that home game at Tasker. And then the one we talked about, the district tournament, which was a big surprise, have the big spread on that one. Roswell winning at 86-64 in the semifinals of the district tournament. Turbiatas 15 points, 9 rebounds. Henderson 14 points, 6 rebounds, and 4 block shots. So he had a good game there. The problem was Eagles had 22 turnovers in that game, so that pretty much gave it away. Only shot 39% from the field, so things just fell apart. Second half was very lackluster and ended up losing again by 22, and that got him knocked out of the playoffs, to be quite frank. I mean, getting into the championship game, even losing that in the district championship, probably would have still edged him through, but losing the semifinals pretty much took the eye out of the sail there.
And it seemed like it was just a icing on the cake for that season. It seemed like everything that went wrong could go wrong for Hobbs, especially in the fourth quarter. They just could not seem to get their wheels back on the ground once they had lost that lead. They had a lot of leads in the third quarter, lost them in the fourth, and that just seemed to happen. But on that game, they just never had control of it. Roswell controlled the whole thing the whole way, and this time around looks like Hobbs, though, is playing very strong. They've got the 16 wins or 17 wins now, and I think they're going to be able to come out here and control the game.
Hobbs guards better be ready because Roswell likes to cause turnovers. Back on January 17th, they lost to Rio Rancho 61-58, but Roswell's defense held Rio Rancho to 36% shooting from the field and caused 24 turnovers for Rio Rancho. And, of course, Rio Rancho's been ranked much of the season. They had a little bit of a change up in the rankings this week. They're now down to number 11, 11-7 record. But Roswell's got some guys that are going to challenge you and try to get the ball out of your hands. We're going to take a break here in the pregame show, getting ready for the national anthem and the starting announcements. Hobbs Eagles and the Roswell Coyotes. Eagles at 17-3 as they hook up with the Roswell squad, checking in with a 16-4 record, one less than the Hobbs Eagles wins. We'll be back in 3 minutes with the getting ready for this big game at Tasker Arena opening district. Hobbs and Roswell live on the Hobbs Eagle Network. Hobbs Eagle fight song in the background here at Task Arena. Open up the district schedule. Eagles taking on the Roswell Coyotes. First game of the series. Of course, later this week, Eagles will be in Clovis to take on the Wildcats for Game 2 of the district schedule. These two teams pretty close offensively in terms of points this season, averaging 68 points a game each. Roswell at 68.4, and your Hobbs Eagles at 68.8, so very close there. Pretty close on the defensive side, too. Roswell giving up 56.4 points a game, and the Hobbs Eagles giving up 52.4. So Hobbs has barely a little bit more scoring, about a 0.4, and giving up a little bit less points there. Again, 52.4. Again, compared to 56.4, so about 4-point differential. But, numbers on paper, I guess, don't matter. Numbers on scoreboard do, though.
Exactly, and it always depends on who you're playing against. The weaker teams will allow you to get more points. Of course, there's also those points or those games when you've got the Mercy Roll game going on, and that does affect your point average as well. But, this the last 30 games, it has been 18-12. Hobbs has ruled this one, but if we go back to 1950, it is 123 games won against this Roswell squad and only 29 games lost against them. So the big picture is Hobbs has been able to rule the Coyotes, but the short picture is it's been tight for the last 30 games.
Starting lineup for the Coyotes, number 1, senior Jalen Cloud. Number 4, the sophomore Jeremy Sombrano, one of their top scorers, though, even though he is a youngster. Number 10, senior Jacob Palomino, returns from last year's team, one of their top scorers then. Number 21, a senior Josh Martinez, and senior number 23, Rylan Saraceno, their top scorer on the season. They do have a couple of guys standing at 6'4", and David Gommon coming off the bench, and Killian Martin as well at 6'4", Clarence Cheadle at 6'3", but again, not anywhere close to 7-foot guy that plays for the Hobbs Eagles, Parker Henderson.
Exactly.
Looking at the Eagles starting lineup, Braddock Beatty, he comes into the contest averaging 4.1 points a game, also 2 rebounds a contest. Parker Henderson getting close to 10 points a game, currently at 9.1, second leading rebounder at 7 a game. It's Peyton Hodge, the senior starter for the Eagles, close to 9 points a contest, and he's getting about 2.3 rebounds a game, and of course had 7 in that game with the big win over Artesia the other night. Abraham Pena continues to be the leading scorer. He is now at the 16.1 mark a game, and also pulling down 3.4 rebounds and has the most three-point shots converted, 33 for the Eagles' cause. Best free throw shooter as well at 82%. Last but not least, Jairus Turbiantes, averaging 10.3 points a game, second double-digit leading scorer for the Eagles, and is the top rebounder at 7.8. Hobbs is the team in shooting on the free throw stripe at 62%. And that has been with the last victory against Artesia, where they were shooting 50%. Eagles have 3.2 less turnovers a game than their opponents. So that's definitely a feather in their cap. 65 total turnovers less than their 20 opponents that they've had so far. Rebounding situation, Eagles are outdistancing their opponents as well. They get 8.3 more rebounds a game than their opponents. And points-wise, again, Hobbs averaging 68.8 a game at 52.4. How much as they're giving away up to this point in time. Eagles are averaging 5.3 three-pointers a contest.
Hobbs JV won their game just earlier today, 57-50, came back and got strong on that one against the Roswell Coyotes, and so we're hoping this one too.
Parker Henderson has an easy time with 6'1". Josh Martinez tips into the backcourt, has not been beaten, I believe, on maybe one of the games the holiday term he got beaten in the jump ball, but Pena is going to spin it behind his back, gets into the front court to the free throw line, double team up top to Henderson, and returns it back to Pena. Pena now at the timeline, trying to get a screen from Jairus Turbiantes. Crossover, spins on the right elbow, left and right, and he shifted his pivot foot and gets it travel. You can tell from the start of that series, though, he's kind of out of control. Getting a little bit too cute with the dribbling there and spinning and all that stuff in traffic. Cost him on a turnover.
Yeah, you can have fun, but you can't play like that.
Beatty gets a steal on the inbound of the near sideline. First turnover for Roswell. Kick it over to the left side. 3 on the way. A fadeaway jumper, and Peyton Hodge lights it up for Trey right through the net. First score of the game for the Eagles, and the first three-pointer as well. 7:25 left in the opener. Ooh, they call a foul on Hodge, too. He got a little bit too tenacious on defense after scoring that tray. So Hodge will pick up his first team foul. That's one thing you talked about, Ron, not putting people into the double bonus too early. Almost stripped away again by Beatty. It's pulled down by the guard, Jalen Cloud. Get it to the timeline, and driving hard across is Cloud. Unloads to the right wing to Zambrano. Fakes a 3, steps back. Good D by Hodge. Kick it up top. to Palomino. Drives the lane, spin at the free throw line, returns back to the time stripe to reset to Jalen Cloud. He looks back at his coach at the other baseline, taken out of his hands by Peyton, and that will be turnover number 2 for Roswell. He looked back at his coach that time, Dude Barola, and paid the price as it got punched out of his hands. Down low to the left block. Henderson goes up strong with 2 hands, flicks it over the left glass, and puts it through the hole for 2. Eagles up early, 5-0 in this one.
Advantage on his height, use it.
Long pass up court, bouncer down the lane to Zambrano. He'll pull out with a one-hand bounce pass up top. Trey on the way for Saraceno, who puts it through the hole. First tray of the game for Roswell. Hobbs still up 5-3. So a 5-0 run to start the game. Cut more than half away by the tray. In the front court, Pena handing off to Beatty on the left wing. Dribbles up top, gives the hand to Hodge. Crossover move, tucks and goes with a little scoop shot of the left glass. Little window action at the last second. Hodge lays it in on the left side. He's got 5 to lead the Eagles. 7-3 Eagles.
I think that's his favorite shot, trying to do the windmill underneath the basket.
They had a pass down to the left side of the midline there and stumbling around. Trying to get the ball back deep, Josh Martinez, and pass backwards in the backcourt, but it got to travel. That's the 3rd turnover already for Roswell. Not they want to see here at Tasker. Blood in the water for the Eagles. Hodge gets it on the right wing, down to Hodge, or make that Henderson right corner to Hodge again right side. Drives baseline, dumps it back to Henderson on the give and go. He just pushes over the front of the rim, barely had to jump that time, and puts it through for 2. Those 2 have scored all of the 9 points, 4 for Henderson and 5 for Hodge. 5:40 left in the first. Driving to the lane, right elbows, Cloud. Kicks it up top to Zambrano. Zambrano backing out to the timeline. Tight pressure by Pena. Flicks it out of his hands, but tips it right to Cloud on the right wing. Returns it back to Saraceno up top. Over to left wing to Martinez. Coming to get the ball is Cloud at the top of the arc. Pena has a hand on the basketball. They're going to call a hold. He reached down low, trying to knock it out of his hands. They're going to say he got the wrist. Had some words for the official. Coach Ross telling him to quiet it down. That will be a foul on Pena, second on the Eagles.
Yeah, well, even though everything's going bad for Roswell, they're not getting any foul calls. It's 2-0 on the foul count.
Inbound to Cloud on the near sideline in front of the Taskovich band, taking on Beatty. Drives the left elbow, throws up a runner shot off the back of the rim. No good. Turbiantes rips it down on the right block. His first rebound. He'll take the dribble into the front court. On the right elbow, down to Beatty, right corner is 3 on the fade off the back of the rim. Turbiantes goes high in the air for it at the free throw line. On the rebound, gets knocked to the floor hard. They'll get the rebound for him, but a foul on Rylan Saraceno, his first on the Coyotes. Second rebound now for Turbiantes. Eagle ball underneath their hoop.
Again, the eagerness is always there for Turbiantes.
Pena inbounds Henderson in the right corner to Turbiantes on the right wing. Coming to get it is Pena. Fakes a 3 after the screen from Turbiantes and dribbles back to the timeline. Stop and go. Goes through 2 defenders on a hippity hop. Lane and shoot from the right block. No good, but Lane backing up and in with the left hand for Henderson off the left side of the lane. Henderson has 6 points and a rebound now. 11-3, a steal by Beatty. He goes to the scoop left side. Ball gets tipped out and pulled down in the left corner. It's going to be Peyton Hodge going to the rack. Reverse layup on the right. Lays it in over the right rim for 2. 7 points for Hodge and a rebound. That was the 4th Roswell turnover. Going to cause Coach Barola to call a timeout. The biggest lead for the Eagles, 13-3. 4:38 left, first quarter. We're back in 30 seconds on the Hobbs Eagle Network.
Huge lead for Hobbs. It has been 13-3 in this first quarter. Hobbs is ruling it. 4:38 remaining in the first quarter, and with the call here is Ty Friend.
Already 4 Roswell turnovers and converted big points. 7 for Hodge, 6 for Henderson, the 2 scores for the Eagles. A tray for Rylan Saraceno, but the Eagles defense really starting to turn the screws. They got the trap pressure, 3-1-1. Ball thrown across the timeline, left wing, Zambrano fires a 3. Nobody on him, and he puts it through. Eagles got to watch those trays, though. 2 have been converted for Roswell, now 13-6 Hobbs. Here comes Peyton Hodge at the basketball. Comes across the timeline, throws it up top to Henderson, pivoting. Over to Turbiantes, left wing, going to fire a 3 himself, and swishes it over the defender with the hand in the face. Zy Carrasco but Turbiatis makes him pay. Second tray for the Eagles. 16-6, the ball gets ricocheted off a knee on the far right sideline, rolls the whole distance of the court off the knee of Rylan Saraceno out to the other baseline. That'll be turnover number 5, and I guarantee you Coach Barola pulling his hair out right now as his team is just coughing up too many basketballs, Ron.
Yeah, just really sad mistakes and easy mistakes, and they're just turning the ball over, not able to get those offensive points.
Beatty gets over to the left wing to Beatty, down to Henderson left corner, throws it in the lane, picked up by Beatty after a ricochet off a few defenders, dribbles the left elbow, knocked out of his hands. Right on top of the ball was Carrasco and knocked it off the leg, it looked like, of Hodge. So it will be Roswell basketball after the turnover. That's the second turnover for the Eagles. That baseline inbound brought into the right side of the paint. Ricocheted off of Cloud. He goes and gets it. Unloads down the nearest left sideline to Carrasco. Cross court corner right to Zambrano. Down the lane with a scoop shot after a pass to Palomino. Misses. Rebound up top though by Cloud. He fires a three. Gets knocked backward. They don't call the foul, but the tray is good. 3 trays for Roswell. All their scoring from distance. 16-9. Eagles got to get a hand in the face of those outside shooters. Payne in the front court on the stop and go. He'll pull it out. Throws a high post pass over to Mr. Turbiatis left wing, up top to Henderson. Dribbles left, hand off to Pena. Right on top of him is Palomino to the far left sideline. Back to Henderson on the left elbow, getting reached from behind. Chop foul by Carrasco. That'll be his first. Second team foul. Carrasco's only 6'2", trying to guard Henderson at 7 foot, Ron.
Yeah, that is a tall task to do, especially with a 7-footer. You got to be on your toes at all times.
Both teams have 2 fouls apiece. Eagle basketball on the left baseline. Painted inbound. Leading by 7. Gets it in to Turbiatis left corner. Cross court right over to Peyton Hodge as he goes down the lane with a zigzag through defenders and scoops it over the right side. Glass into the hole for 2. Hodge on fire with 9 to lead the Eagles. 18-9 is half the points right now. Into the front court, dribbling to the right corner, getting through to pressure on the baseline right. Zambrano threads it down into the left block. Hook shot, no good off the left side by Saraceno. Ball takes a hard bounce off the rim into the baseline, out of bounds. Eagle basketball. Hobbs did get a sub in. Lyric Soria, the sophomore guard, is on the court now. Also there, Javen Hernandez, the junior post and wing player. Coming across the timeline is Peyton Hodge. Into the front court on the far left. Gets a screen from Turbiatis. Dribbles behind his back down the lane. Goes over the top of his defender. Trying to do a little windmill over the front of the rim. They're going to call the charge on Hodge. Defender got right underneath him that time. Made him pay the price. That's his second personal already. Third team foul. And the third turnover. That's something you said in the pregame show. He's got a quick first step and some nice moves, but you got to be kind of looking ahead to see what's coming at you. That time a defender was solid.
Yeah, a good player now knows that he has to look ahead of himself instead of just trying to get the basket.
Jalen Cloud gets through the defense of the Eagles, dribbling through 2 defenders, finds Zambrano right corner, gives it back to Cloud on the right wing, hippity hop down the lane, reverse layup on the right side, and scores off the glass. Cloud now with 5 points. He leads the Coyotes, 18-11. Hobbs by 7, 2:10 left here in the first. In the front court, dribbling through his legs is Soria, finds Pena left wing, fakes an NBA 3. The defender comes out on him, Cloud. Takes a dribble up top to the right elbow. Bounce pass, lost the ball, and it goes to the right corner, right to Roswell. That's Zai Carrasco. Eagles 4 turnover. Throws it across the timeline, coming down the lane, Palomino. Back to Carrasco, hippity hop to the right side. Kick it right corner to Zambrano. Fadeaway 3 and air ball. Put down by Pena on the near right sideline for his first board. Double teamed, goes baseline, stops and shoots in the right block. Good job of putting on the brakes not to run into the defender. Zai Carrasco nails a point-blank jumper from that right block. Pena now with his first bucket. 4 scorers already for the Eagles. It's 20-11, back up by a 9-point lead, but as big as 10 in this opening quarter. Pass across the timeline to Saraceno. Pena lost his balance and rammed right into the back of Saraceno. Pick up a cheap foul there. That's Pena's second now, Rod. 4-team foul, and you hit the nail on the head. Double bonus early is not helping the Eagles, even on their home court.
Exactly, and Pena is going to have to sit for a moment and think about what he did. I know that second one was out of control, but still, he's got to control his body to be able to get or lessen those fouls.
So 4 fouls now on the Eagles, 1 away from the double bonus. Luckily, just 1:27 left in the quarter. The inbound to Cloud, another Taskovich band left. Bounce pass with one hand up top to Gonzalez, who just checked in. He drives baseline, kick it out right wing to Zambrano. Fadeaway 3 again, this one off the rim. Saving it on the baseline, but right to the Eagles in transition is McGahey. He finds to the left corner, Soria for the trade. He was near the sideline, deep left corner, and nails it through. Soria with his first bucket of the tray, third tray for the Eagles. Biggest lead now is 12-13, 23-11. Pass down the lane, shot wide open on the right block. Isaac Gonzalez, the sophomore, with his first bucket, just barely got off the bench. 23-13, Eagles by 10. Clay comes across the timeline, over to Soria, left side. Dribbles to the middle of the court, and then handoff to Clay on the right wing. Picked up quickly by Gonzalez. Drives through three defenders and got rammed into. Throwing his shoulder at him that time was a Clarence Cheadle. That's that 6'3" kid. They're going to call instead against Isaac Gonzalez. He went through three defenders that time, but it looked like the big boy got a hip or a shoulder on him. First on Gonzalez, third team foul. Eagle basketball on the left baseline. 10-point lead for the Eagles, 36 seconds left in the first quarter. High inbound to Turbiantes, had to jump for it, far left sideline. He'll take a hard dribble down the lane, double clutch over the left rim, no good. Put back up by Javen Hernandez with two hands, can't get it to drop from the left block. And ripping it down with the elbows flying everywhere is Clarence Cheadle for Roswell. Outlet up to the far right sideline to Cloud, now in the front court, down to 18 seconds. Eagles by 10. Stop and go, brings it back to the timeline. Cross court left to Carrasco. He'll take a dribble around the left circle. Finds Zabrano behind him on the left wing. Fakes it three as Clay comes out on D. Spin move. Bounce pass to the left corner, but throws it between two of his teammates. Didn't know who he's going to get it to. Carrasco on the near right, and Isaac Gonzalez down the left corner. Goes between both of them to the Hobbs Eagles student section for turnover number 6.
And that leaves Hobbs with the last final shot for this first quarter.
Inbound with 4 seconds. Here comes Soria quickly across the timeline. Fires up a three as he comes across. Hits the front of the rim, but no good. But at the end of one, the Eagles with a double-digit lead over Roswell, 23-13. Here at Task Arena, the opening of the district schedule. Live on Cool 95.7, HobbsAmerica.com, and YouTube, and the Cool 95.7 Facebook page. Your Hobbs Eagles up by 10 at the end of one, 23-13 over Roswell. Top scorers for Roswell right now, Cloud with 5. Zambrano and Saraceno both hit a tray for 3 each, and Gonzalez with 2, so they've had 4 scores so far. Hobbs Eagles led by Peyton Hodges, 9 points, including a tray. 6 for Henderson on all 2-point shots. Lyric Soria coming off the bench for a tray for 3. A 3 for Jairus Turbiantes, and Abraham Pena with 2. That's 5 scores for the Eagles. Both teams have 3 trays apiece. 6 turnovers for Roswell, 4 for the Eagles, and Hobbs leads in rebounding 6-2. Biggest lead in that first quarter, Ron, was 13, which 12, I should say. Right now, it's at 10.
Exactly, and Hobbs has been doing exactly what they need to do, controlling the fouls. Luckily, didn't get Roswell in the bonus, and we're hoping to see that again in this second quarter.
Roswell starts the second, the inbound of the backcourt, coming across with Gonzalez. Gets stripped by Peyton Hodge. Ball's loose on the floor. Diving for it on the floor is Hodge to pick up the 7th Roswell turnover. Gives off to Turbiantes and flicks it back to Payne in the backcourt. Now on the front side off the dribble, hand off to Hodge, top of the circle. Gives it behind him to Beatty. Beatty comes around the right side of the perimeter. Back to Hodge at the free throw line. Slings it over to wide open Turbiantes left corner. Rainbow 3 though, clicks out the back rim. No good. Pulled down in transition by Palomino and Roswell. He goes to the rack. Tries to go up against Parker Henderson. Henderson kind of got up in the air too quickly. And then the shooter just kind of lowered his shoulder and kind of banged into Henderson. They got the foul on him, though. Henderson, that'll be his first team foul here in the second quarter.
And unfortunately, it was a shooting foul, so he's going to get 2 on the line for Palomino. Palomino is a pretty consistent free throw shooter, and he's one of those that you do not want to see on the line.
First shot going up, and it is off the back of the rim. Thanks for saying that, Ron.
I know. I tried to jinx him. It worked.
Yeah, Palomino, one of their top scorers this season. Didn't have much against Artesia, though. He had 3 points in that game, 1 and 2 from the charity stripe, a game that they won by 2 back on January 21st, just a few days ago. He'll get 1 more. It's good on the second. 1 of 2 on the line is Palomino. 23-14, down to a single-digit lead for Hobbs by 9. 7:20 left first quarter. Here comes Pena now, taking on Cloud at the time stripe. He'll come across with a dribble. Unloads to Beatty on the right wing. 2-3 zone for Roswell. Giving it into Hodge to the free throw line. Goes to the rack hard. Scoop shot right side. Caught them standing flat-footed on the baseline there. Makes them pay. Now he leads both teams at 11. 25-14. Eagles by 11. Into the front court. Cloud lost the dribble but gets it back to the right wing. Back it up to the timeline against Beatty. Stop and go. Dribbles behind his back to the free throw line. Bounce pass back door. Getting through for the reverse layup. Left to right is Zy Carrasco. His first points of the ball game. 25-16. 9-point Eagle lead. Hodge in the front court. He wants to clear out on the left side, down the sideline. Cross court right with the pass to Payne to move the zone. Returns to Peyton Hodge at the timeline. Over to Beatty on the left wing. Back over to Hodge on the right side. His pass down to Turbiatis on the right baseline is knocked out of bounds in the passing lane by Jacob Palomino to the base. It will be Hobbs' ball underneath their hoop. Coach Barola is going to bring in a sub off the bench now, and that's Josh Martinez, one of their starters, back on the court. Hodge to inbound, deep right corner of the front court on the baseline. Throws it back deep. It's ricocheted and pulled away by Ryland Saraceno, turn number 5 for the Eagles. He's in the front court. Touch pass down to the right corner to Martinez. Throws it down the lane to Saraceno, left baseline. Kick out left wing to Cloud. Back to Saraceno, left corner for 3. Boy, Henderson ran into him. They don't call the foul, but nailing the tray. Saraceno, his second three-point shot, 4th for the Coyotes, who now trail by just 6, 25-19. 6:05 left second quarter. Into the front court, Pena gives to Henderson, middle of the free throw line. Back door to Turbiatis, reverse layup on the right glass. Beautiful pass from Parker. 5 points down for Turbiatis. 27-19, Eagles by 8. Quickly in the front court, a pass up top to Martinez. Drives the lane, lefty layup, goes against Parker Henderson, and scores hard on that one. Martinez with his first bucket. Now 7 scores for Roswell. 27-21, Eagles by 6. In the front court, Hodge gets a pass from Pena right wing. Dribbles through 3 defenders, stumbles, lost the ball to Turbiatis, though, picks it up near side. Back deep to Beatty. On the Hobbs Eagle logo, back it into his defender, Cloud. One hands it down to Turbiatis, right baseline. Reverse layup left, gets rejected, picks it up, throws it back out to Pena. Left corner for a 3. Beautiful follow through for Pena all by his lonesome. 5 points for Pena, 4th tray. Thankfully, Turbiatis held control. 3 shot at the other end, right corner, Saraceno, no good. Beatty gets a rebound and dribbling away from pressure, his first rebound. Goes it across the timeline to Pena, stop and go. Shot from the left elbow, swish! Count it. Pena back to back, he's got 7 now. 11-point lead again for the Eagles. One shy of their biggest lead in the first quarter of 12. Top of the arc for Roswell, Martinez. Drives to the right block, stumbles around. Good D by Pena and a travel. Roswell now with 8 turnovers compared to 5 for the Eagles here in the first half.
Exactly, and Hobbs didn't want to see it, well, actually did want to see that, and they are in control right now, and it is looking strong. 32-21, 4:48 remaining in this quarter.
Hodge with 11, 7 for Pena, 6 for Henderson, 5 for Turbiatis. Hodge fakes a 3 on the left wing, up top to Pena. Touch pass to Henderson on the free throw line with a double team over to Beatty right side. An air ball on the tray, holding his head after that shot. He doesn't know what happened. It might have slipped off his fingertips there. And the ball sails out to the baseline. Hobbs thinks that Roswell touched it, but they're kind of moaning about the Roswell possession call by the official there. They will have it on their baseline in the backcourt. Ball gets inbounded, then sent back to Palomino. Throws it across the timeline to Martinez on the left wing. Dribbles up top with a handoff now to Cloud. Beatty will step out on him defensively. 4:25 left second quarter. Eagles by 11. Unloads the ball. Dangerous throw almost picked off by Pena over to Zambrano right wing. He's able to get in front of Pena, throw up a 3, and nails another one. Hobbs letting these 3-point shooters go off now. 2 trays for Zambrano. That is 5 3-pointers converted for Roswell. Hobbs still, though, with an 8-point lead. 4:16 left second quarter. 32-24 Hobbs over Roswell. Back in 30 on the Hobbs Eagle Network.
The threes are keeping them alive in Roswell, but we are going with the lead. 8 points is what the Eagles have, 32-24 in this second quarter. And with the call, we've got our friend, Ty Friend.
Well, the boys are leading by 8, but the Hobbs Lady Eagles on the road at Roswell tonight, Ron, obliterating their opponent Roswell.
Yeah, they had 29-6 in the first quarter. Now it's halftime. It's 52-17, and it is all Hobbs Lady Eagles as we figured it would be.
Of course, Coach Carpenter, the coach of the Lady Eagles, used to be a Roswell coach. He had a state championship there many years ago in the 4A. Right now, the Hobbs boys up by 8 here in the second, about midway through, 4:10 remaining. As Pena bring it across the timeline after a Hobbs Eagle timeout. Finds Beatty on the right wing. Dribbles back to the timeline, almost fell to the floor. Pass to Parker Henderson, free throw line. Kick out left to Suri, who just checked in. Drives through traffic, left block. Tries to pivot. Shuffles the feet and the travel. Looked like Coach Barola helping out the official on the baseline that time and got the call he wanted.
Exactly. He was standing right next to him, so definitely wanted to see that call. Got it, and now it's a turnover for Hobbs.
6 turnovers for the Eagles, 9 for Roswell. Hobbs with an 8-point lead. Ball comes in to Cloud on the near left side. Bounce it across left wing to Martinez. Dribbles up top. Sends it back to the time stripe. Stop and go dribble for Palomino. Comes around the right circle, down the lane. Goes up strong, and the whistle comes quick. Henderson tried to block it from behind, and Coach Ross says that was an anticipation call there. Big man getting called for the foul. Seemed like a little bit before the block happened there on the shot. Call that on him. That'll be his second personal, second team foul. And Palomino will be the guy back up on the line. He's the only one that shot free throws here in the first half. 1 of 2 from the charity stripe.
And with 3:47, Hobbs has 3 fouls. They could put Roswell in the bonus if they keep this one up. That one rolled right in. Nice touch.
Palomino 2 for 3, and that's the only free throws in the game. Hobbs has not got a chance to shoot yet. And a 3-0 foul count, as you mentioned, at this point here in the second quarter, 3:47 remaining. Palomino taking a lot of time, little practice movement of the hands there like he was shooting and kept the ball on the other one, but he swishes the shot regardless. He's got 3 free throws in a row out of 4 total. 32-26, Eagles by 6. Sori on the near right sideline, throws it ahead to a breaking Turbiatis, touchdown with the finger roll left glass. Turbiatis with 7 points. Nice pass from Sori with the assist. 34-26, 8-point Eagle lead. Into the front court, Palomino gives it over to right wing, falling to the floor, face first is Cloud, lost his balance. I think he was kind of worried about the defense over there. It's a couple of guys, Clay and Soria, and that'll be Roswell's 9th turnover.
Nicely done, too, for Hobbs.
Into the front court, Payne over to Soria left wing, to Clay in the left corner. Takes a few dribbles back to the sideline, returns to Soria at the time stripe. One hands over to Pena on the right wing to move the zone to Turbiantes on the right elbow. Pivots, back to Pena, spotted 3 at the top of the arc, right through the threads, count it for 3. And Pena now with 2 trays, he's got 10 points, 5th tray for the Eagles. They lead by 11 again. In the front court, handoff to Cloud on the right wing, taking on Pena. And Turbiantes down the lane. Pena gets a hand on the ball. Thought they were going to get a jump on that. They're going to say he had part of the arm as well. But Pena now is in serious foul trouble. 3 now, Ron. We got still 3 minutes left in the second quarter. Your coach, Ross, do you pull him right now?
Yeah, I would, because you want him in the second half. You want to make sure that you protect him. On the other hand, though, we have seen this happen before where an Eagle is in foul trouble with 3 and doesn't get any more after that. So maybe that's it's just a question of gambling.
Roswell 3 of 4 from the line, all coming at the hands of Palomino. This time Cloud hits his first. He's got 6 points. Bunch of guys with 6 now for Roswell. Cloud, Zambrano, and Saraceno both have 6 because of 2 trays apiece. They've converted 5 trays as a team. 10-point game, though. Hobbs still getting the lead that they want. Second shot coming for Cloud is a deep knee bends on both sides of his legs there and throws it through for a second free throw. 7 points for him. Coach Barola going to bring in a sub. That is Isaac Gonzalez, one of their sophomores. Hobbs up 37-28. 3 minutes exactly left here in the second. Soria inbound it to Clay. Back to Soria in the backcourt. He'll have a defender meeting him at half-court line. That's Isaac Gonzalez. Gets it across to Clay on the right wing. Extended 2-3 zone. To Beatty on the left wing. Cross-court right to Clay. The ball's tipped in the air but pulled down by Clay. He'll hold the ball for a second against the defensive Zambrano. Backs it out to the top of the arc. To the timeline. Stop and go. Against 3 defenders now. Kicks it over to Soria left wing. Fires up a 3 and puts it through the hole. Soria ripping it down. He's got 6 points on trays. 6 3-pointers for the Eagles. 40-28. Hobbs matching their biggest lead at 12. Into the front court, pass to right wing to Saraceno. Hippity-hop move to the free throw line. Puts on the brakes. Kicks it right wing. Gonzalez drives the lane, goes back door to Carrasco. Put his shot up and brought it back down. Throws it up top and a tray on the way and good. for Saraceno. That's his third tray of the game and the sixth tray for Roswell. Both teams with 6. Pass down to the left corner of the other end, and it's going to be Soria stepping on the sideline, which will go down as the Eagles' 7th turnover. So both teams shooting the lights out from 3-point range, Ron.
Exactly, and that could be either dangerous or very exciting. Either way, Hobbs has got to slow it down for the Coyotes.
No-look pass up the far right sideline to Gonzalez. Gets it down in the right corner to the streak shooter, Saraceno. Up top to Carrasco. Fires a bounce pass to the left corner. Goes out of bounds to our superintendent, Gene Strickland, as he was more than happy to oblige on that steal. That will be a turn for Roswell. They're double-digit now, 10 here in the first half. 40-31 Hobbs, 1:50 left in the second quarter. Coming across the timeline is Clay. Gets a screen from Turbiatis. Drives the left side of the lane. Hippity-hop, throws a shot, and they call the block foul. Coach Barola thought he took an extra step there. They're going to say moving the feet just a bit with Zy Carrasco. He'll pick up his second and the first team foul. The whole bench was kind of jumping at the call there underneath the hoop for Roswell. Coach Barola now out in the court thinking there was a travel and pointing at the feet of Clay. Clay on the line. No free throws have been attempted yet for the Eagles on the season, though. Josiah Clay shooting 58%, 17 of 29. First shot's a switch for him. Hobbs came in shooting 62% from the line this season. That's the first point for Clay. 6 scores so far for Hobbs and 7 for Roswell. Second shot for Clay is up and good, a swish. He's got 2 points. Eagles 100% from the line, 2 for 2. Roswell substitution on the court. Big man, Clarence Cheadle, 6'3", stocky guy, looks like a football player out there. And Cheadle also can run the court a little bit. He gets the inbound, throws it back deep to the guard, who's going to drive across. Far right side is Palomino. Crossover move to the right elbow. Javen Hernandez guarding him for a sec. Up top to Saraceno. Got his 3-shot blocked by Clay and pulled down by Javen Hernandez, who gets sideswiped and knocked to the floor. Boy, Javen tried to take a few dribbles, and his hip was taken out. He just did a slide into home on that one, not because he was trying to do it. They get the foul call on Roswell. That will be just their second here in the second quarter. I believe they charge that to Saraceno, his second. Here comes Clay coming down the right baseline. Fadeaway jumper from 15 and swishes it through. Clay now with 4 points all in the second quarter. Eagles had their biggest lead of 13. 1:15 remaining in the half. Into the front court, a double team against Zambrano on the far right side. Gets it cross court left to Gonzalez. Coming back to get it, Zambrano at the top of the arc against Beatty. Backs it out to the Hobbs Eagle logo. A screen from Cheeto to the left wing. Throws behind him to Palomino, top of the arc, over to Cheeto right wing. The big kid throws a 3 and he puts one through. His first tray of the game, 7 trays converted by Roswell. Still a 10-point Eagle lead, 44-34. Into the front court, Clay gets a 2-3. Backs it out, gives it over to Turbiatis, wide open for a tray himself, an air ball, unfortunately. Underneath the hoop waiting for it is Zambrano, his first rebound. Throws it up court near side to Gonzalez, to the left corner to Cheeto. Throws it up top, a spin move by Palomino. To the right block, double clutch, goes into the top of Hernandez. They're going to call Hernandez moving the feet. They're going to call the block on that one. He just kind of got steamrolled that time, just never had a chance to get the feet set. That'll be the first on Hernandez and the 15th foul.
And with just 31.1 seconds remaining, we got a 10-point lead, but Roswell on the line and are in bonus right now.
They're 5 of 6 from the charity stripe with 2 different free throw shooters. And the first shot is bouncing around the rim and good. Palomino, the guy that's had the majority of the free throw shots. He's made his last 4, 5 total attempted, missed his first of the game. He has 4 points. He'll get one more to try to bring the lead down to 8. 31.1 remaining in the second. Second shot's off the back of the rim, no good. Chased down by Turbiatis on the baseline. That'll be his 3rd rebound. Throws it across to Beatty into the front court. Wants to set up the offense with 20 seconds. Coming to get it is Soria at the time stripe. Clay will get it back at the time stripe as well at the Hobbs Eagle logo. Drives the right side of the lane. Got stripped. The ball's loose in the paint. Rolling around and diving for it. Turbiatis, but picked up on the far right sideline by Gonzalez. Into the front court, sails it down left baseline to Zambrano. 15-footer, gets knocked backwards on his back. Was able to throw the ball high up in the air on a rainbow, and it goes in the hole somehow, and was completely pummeled by Turbiatis, who ran right through him and knocked him flat backwards.
So yeah, and the and one on that one could get the lead down to 6.
Nice shot for Zambrano. That's his first non-tray of the game. He's got 8 points, 2 trays prior to that. That was Turbiatis picking up the first foul for him. Again, 16 fouls on the Eagles. Quick sub coming in for Roswell as Jalen Cloud returns. waiting that free throw from Zambrano. They're 6 of 8 from the line, the team. First free throw of the game for Zambrano is good. He's got 9 points. 44-38. Quick inbound to Beatty. Up by 6 with 2 seconds. 1 second. Shot for right across half court near side. At the buzzer, air ball. But the Hobbs Eagles have the lead at the half over Roswell, opening district. 44-38 here at Tasker Arena. We'll take a 3-minute break, come back with the Hobbs Eagle halftime show live on Cool 95.7, HobbsAmerica.com, YouTube, and the Cool 95.7 Facebook page. We're back at halftime here at Tasker Arena. Ty Friend, Ron Gunner with you. Manuel back at the station. Your Hobbs Eagles leading 44-38. Hobbs was up by 10 at the first quarter break, 23-13. They ended up scoring a total of 21 points in the second, but 25 for Roswell, thus getting it down to a 6-point deficit for the Coyotes at the half. Ron, Eagles start out pretty quick in the game, though. We're up 5-0, but then those threes started falling for Roswell.
Exactly, they did, and they were uncontested in most cases. Just were able to get those in. Luckily, Hobbs is not relying on the three, but Roswell definitely is, and so far in the first half, they've gotten those threes to fall. I think the second half is going to cause them a little problems, especially when Hobbs puts the full press on them and challenges them on the offense.
Yeah, combined 13 three-pointers so far, 7 for Roswell and 6 for the Hobbs Eagles. Press was kind of working in some bits and pieces there during the first half. I think a guy that really was kind of sparking it was one Peyton Hodge, but also Braddock Beatty was contesting a lot of passes up court. He is kind of a defensive stalwart out there for the Hobbs Eagles, always aggressive going after the basketball.
Exactly is, and that's exactly what we're going to see, aggressiveness and quickness as well.
Let's look at the point production in the first half and some other stats for you. Nobody in double digits yet for Roswell. They got 2 get close, thanks to 3-pointers, that is. Jeremy Sombrano has hit 2 trays, 1 for 1 on the line. He's got 9 and 1 rebound. Rylan Saraceno, all of his points on trays, 3 total, 9 points for him as well. Jalen Cloud with 7 points, 1 tray, 2 for 2 on the line, and 1 rebound. It was also Clarence Cheeto, one of their big kids. He had a tray for 3, wide open. Zy Carrasco a bucket for 2, and Josh Martinez also had 2 in the first half of action. Isaac Gonzalez, a sophomore, with a bucket for 2 as well. 8 scores in the first half for Roswell. They were 7 of 9 from the charity stripe, missing 2 free throws. They were out-rebounded by the Eagles 9-5. And nobody getting more than 1 rebound. There just hasn't been a lot of second opportunities. Roswell been hitting a bunch of trays, though, which you don't have to have rebounds for that. Their problem, though, especially in that first quarter, Rob, was turnovers. Right now, they have 3 more than the Eagles with 10. Like you said, though, if we start to see more of a trap and presence in the backcourt in terms of Hobbs-Eagle defense, I think you're going to start to get frustration going on Roswell, and that's where those runs happen, when you start getting that blood in the water and bad passing.
Yeah, right now it's a 4 assists for Roswell, 6 for Hobbs, and so they're outwinning the assist one on so far. But yeah, definitely getting those threes in is helping the Coyotes. Also going to the line, so those 2 effects of getting more points is slowing down this lead for Hobbs. But definitely in the second half, I want to see some changes on defense as far as getting less fouls for Hobbs.
In terms of the Hobbs Eagles scoring, already 2 in double figures. Peyton Hodge with 11 points, 9 of those coming in the first quarter, including 1 tray. He also got a rebound, a couple of steals as well. It was Abraham Pena with 10 points, 8 of those coming in the second quarter on 2 trays and another bucket. He's got a rebound. 6, or make it 7 for Jairus Turbiantes. He opened up the first quarter with a tray, couple of buckets in the second, and had 3 rebounds. He leads the Eagles on the board at this point. Lyric Soria, the sophomore, coming off the bench for a couple of trays. He's got 6 points. Parker Henderson hit 3 buckets in the first quarter. He's got 6 points. And Josiah Clay in the second quarter had 1 bucket and 2 for 2 free throw shooting for 4 points. Eagles have had 6 scores so far in the first half. They're perfect on the line, although not many attempts. 2 for 2, 100% for Josiah Clay. We mentioned they do lead Roswell in rebounding 9-5, thanks to the 3 by Turbiantes, 2 apiece for Henderson and Hernandez. Hobbs with 3 less turnovers, 7 compared to 10 for Roswell. But Hobbs just 1 shy of the 3-point mark right now. They've got 6 threes compared to 7 trays. As a coach at halftime for either Coach Barola or Coach Ross for the Hobbs Eagles, how do you defend the 3-point shot? What do you do to make sure that doesn't happen wide open like that?
You just have to do man-to-man defense, be able to get on them, just test them out on the perimeter, and try not to get them open as well. But I know they're going to be passing it around to try to see if they can get that open man shot. You just got to, again, get man-to-man coverage. In that case, then you won't have an open man to be able to get that open look.
And a lot of the perimeter stuff you see, and you drive to one side, hand it off, drive to the other, hand it off. It's kind of lulling the paint defense to sleep, and then all of a sudden you just quick it down to the corner and shoot up a 3, and then nobody's watching. That's the problem.
Well, that's true, but on the other hand, you also have steal attempts, or at least opportunities to be able to get in there and be able to steal the pass as well. Either that or do that. Just sneak up on the guy as he's dribbling it and just try to take it away from him without getting the foul call.
And we got plenty of guys that can do that. Pena likes to hang around people. Soria does too. Of course, Beatty, we mentioned him earlier, and Peyton Hodge. They tend to be like to do the pickpocket action, especially at half court on a double team, and one guy in the front, one guy swipes it from behind and goes up court. We're going to take another break. 44-38, your Eagles by 6. Before we hit the break, Ron, let's get some of our sponsors up here, the ones that make sure these broadcasts come on every week.
Absolutely. We love them, and we love the fact that they get us on for free. And it is the following: Lee County State Bank, IPS, LeCo, TDS, Thriftway, Lavelle Insurance, Eunice Pump and Supply, Lasco Construction, NMJC, the New Mexico Junior College, Forest Tire, Albertsons Market, XL Energy, First American Bank of Hobbs, and NMR Pipeline. Thanks again for the support.
44-38, Eagles by 6 over Roswell. We'll come back in 1 minute for second half action live on the Hobbs Eagle Network. Starting the second half here at Tasker Arena, your Hobbs Eagles lead. First game of district, 44-38 over Roswell. Eagle basketball. Going down the lane, a runner shot for Hodge. High off the glass, right into the rack. Count it. Starting off well for the Eagles here in the third. He's got 13 to lead both teams. 46-38, Eagles by 8. Quick pass in the front court. 3 on the way for Zambrano, right wing, off the back of the rim. Rebound left block for Saraceno. He'll send it back to the left side. Arc to Cloud, holds the ball for a second. Drives hard to the left block, double clutch off the glass and scores. Payne had to back away from him with that third foul he's had already through the first half. So bucket for Cloud, he's got 9. 6-point Eagle lead. Into the front corner, pass to Hodge, right wing, up top to Payne against the zone. Down to Turbiatis, left corner, fakes a 3, returns it up top to Pena. No look pass back to Beatty, left wing, fires a 3, in and out, no good. Rebound, Turbiatis, a hook shot over the front of the rim. He got shoved backward, count the bucket and the foul. Turbiatis now with 9 points and 4 rebounds and a chance to make it double digits with the free throw.
He was on his back foot when he put it back up again after that rebound. Nicely done, athletic as well, and he draws the foul, so one more, and it will put it to a 9-point lead for the Hobbs Eagles.
First on Palomino, first on the Coyotes here in the third, and Turbiatis clinking around the rim and good. He's got 10 points. Eagles are perfect, 3 for 3 from the charity stripe tonight. 49-40, a steal by Beatty at the left block, fade away, going to the baseline and scores. I mentioned that at halftime. He is a defensive mess for Roswell, 51-40. Driving to the other end, Cloud fumbled the ball in the right corner, gives it to the right block to Saraceno, fade away off the back of the rim, pulled down by Turbiatis, his 5th rebound. Throws it up ahead to Peyton Hodge, right side of the lane, back door to Beatty, lays it in with his left hand and scores back-to-back. He's got 4. 13-point lead to tie the biggest lead of the first half. Zigzag dribble for Palomino in the front court, comes across, continues down the right lane, spins, double clutch, and coming over to try to help was Henderson. Kind of just stood straight up like a board. They still call the foul on him. I guess they said he chested him a bit. Coach Ross out of the court at the other end. He's not happy about the call. They've been magneting Henderson anywhere he gets by the ball. He's been called for fouls. That's his 3rd.
Yeah, and unfortunately, he's going to have to come out again. Soria is going to be the substitution coming in.
Couple free throw opportunities here for Palomino. He is 4 for 6, makes his first there, 5 points for him. A majority of the free throws so far in this game. Team is now 8 of 10 for 80%, definitely helping their cause out, but they still trail by double digits. It seems they're pecking away at it, but Hobbs comes back quickly right after that happens.
Exactly. They are trying to stay in the game, but Hobbs is making it difficult for them.
Second shot is swish for Palomino, 6 points for him. No buckets, all free throws at this juncture of the game. 53-42, pass to Pena at the timeline. Throws it across to Beatty, who gets sandwiched between 2 defenders, far right front court, and sails over his head out of bounds. Got his head taken off that time. That'll be an Eagle turnover, number 8. Inbound back deep to Cloud on the far left sideline. Soria will pick him up at the time stripe. 6:20 left, third quarter. Eagles by 11. Pass down the left wing, driving the lane is Martinez. Throws a shot at the back of the rim, ripped down by Turbiatis, his 6th rebound. Into the front court off the dribble, dribbling behind his back. Jumps in the air, fires back to Payne at the time stripe. One hands it back to Turbiatis, right wing. Posting up Parker Henderson. Turns and goes up strong with 2 hands. Puts it off the right glass. Big time height distance on that one. The defender underneath him was Josh Martinez at 6'1". Henderson at 7 foot and now 8 points. Bounce pass to the other end, right block. That is that little guy we just talked about who tries to get in, lost the ball. That was Martinez. Picked up on the right baseline by Zambrano. Goes back to Martinez on the left block with the reverse layup. Misses off the bottom of the backboard and pulled down by Turbiatis for his 7th rebound. Down to Payne in the left corner, in the front court. Returns to Soria top of the arc. Screen from Turbiatis. To Beatty on the right wing. Touch pass to Henderson right corner. Back to Beatty on the give and go. Double clutch over the right rim and scores. He's got all 6 of his points in the third quarter. Eagles have their biggest lead now of 15 in the third. 5:17 remaining. Pass down to the left corner. 3 on the way for Martinez off the side of the rim. Left. Put back up left block by Palomino. He's fouled. Had 2 defenders slamming him, Soria and Turbiatis. 2nd rebound for Palomino. We'll see which guy got the call, and it looks like it's going to go against Turbiatis. That'll be his 2nd and the 2nd team foul.
Henderson earned his 2nd assist just a moment ago with that shot that was made.
6 of 8 is Palomino, spending a lifetime on the line in this game. Always at the right place at the right time near the glass. And he made the 3 free throw, his 3rd in a row here in the third quarter, has 7 points. Once again, no buckets for Palomino. It's all been on the line. Returning for the Coyotes, Zai Carrasco. One more opportunity here for Palomino on the charity stripe. 3 free throws here in the second half and made 4 in the first half. Off the back of the rim, though, as I say that. Pulled down by Soria at the free throw line. That'll be his first rebound. Throws it across to Pena, left wing, fakes a 3 to get the defender out on him. Cloud back to Soria, up top. To Beatty, right wing, kicks it to the elbow right. Big shot coming with the J for Turbiantes, and he strokes it through. Got off the floor quickly that time. He's got 12. 59-43, biggest lead now is 16 for the Eagles. Going to the other end, a runner shot from the free throw line for Cloud out the front rim, no good. Turbiantes with his 8th rebound, throws it ahead, wide open. Pena, double hand jam over the right rim. He was high in the air on that one. Pena now with 12. 61-43, and now the turnovers are starting to hurt Roswell, who trails by 18. Driving to the rack on the left side of the lane, going to the hole with it is Palomino for his first bucket of the contest. He's got 9. 61-45, 16-point Eagle lead. Pass to Payne in the front court from Beatty. Finds Turbiantes left corner, drives baseline, gets forced out, shoved with the forearm by his defender, Zai Carrasco. Actually, a double team was on that left baseline. Hobbs will get the ball on the base as they get that call against Carrasco, his 3rd. That's the second team foul on the Coyotes. Surrey on the right baseline, inbound, underneath the Eagle hoop. Checks it back deep to Payne, had to go high in the air for it. Lost it as he dribbled to the top of the arc, regained, gives it over to Beatty, right wing, drives hard to the right baseline, lost the ball, but it was knocked out of his hands by Jacob Palomino, and he's kind of doing a shake and bake, shoving those elbows back and forth as he drove to the hoop and kind of lost the ball off the fingertips. They throw an inbound to the middle of the paint. Spinning is Henderson. Turnaround hook off the front of the rim. Rebound Soria with a nice follow through. Shot puts it over the right side of the iron and scores. Soria with 8 points now, 2 rebounds. 63-45, 18-point lead. Going to the other end, right wing Saraceno. Goes reverse layup left, air ball. He gets his own rebound flat on the floor, but throws it right to Beatty at the timeline. That'll be a turnover, number 11. Beatty throws a bad pass up top, taken away in midair by Zambrano. He goes to the rack, his 11th point, and the Eagles' 9th turnover. 63-47, though, still a 16-point Eagle lead. Even the mistakes aren't costing them too much yet.
No, not yet, but yeah, it's still plenty of time, though, in this game.
Beatty will throw a high one over to Soria left wing, able to bring it down. The defender almost ripped it out of his hands. Fade away 3 for Soria off the front of the rim, no good. And Henderson kind of banging into his opponent there in the paint that time. Ryland Saraceno. Henderson had no position and tried to barrel over the top of him. And that's going to be Henderson's foul, number 3, and the 3rd team foul on the Eagles. 3-2 foul count right now. And it'll be Roswell basketball in their backcourt as they get into their deep right corner. Zambrano throws it to the timeline to Palomino. Down the lane to the right side. Carrasco gets blocked by Turbiantes. Rebound left side by Palomino. He's on the left wing. Jab step. Flicks it over to Cloud on the right wing. Jab step as well. Drives the lane. Gets bumped into by Turbiantes. Pivots. Backdoor pass. Beautiful pass behind his back on the bouncer. Left of the lane. And the layup is good for Saraceno. He's got 11. 63-49. Driving to the other end, but fumbling the ball in the paint is Pena. And a whistle was called on that. Let's see what they have. I think they might have called a kick on Roswell. It was a Jacob Palomino, went to the hardwood that time, flat on his back. Not sure what they called on that. Must have been a kick. It'll be Eagle basketball. And checking in for Hobbs, Amari McGahey. He'll inbound on the right baseline. Gets it to Soria, right corner, fakes a 15-footer, underhands it to McGahey. Shot from the left side of the rim, no good. Rebound underneath for Roswell by Carrasco. Sends it ahead to a breaking Zambrano, goes to the rack, high off the right glass and scores over 2 defenders as he'll put it through for 2. That's Zambrano's 13th point, and Coach Barolo wants a timeout to talk some strategy. Be expecting some full court pressure, I bet, pretty quickly. They've been playing zone most of the game. 63-51 here in the 3rd quarter. Hobbs by 12. First game of the district schedule. Live on the Hobbs Eagle Network. Back in a half a minute.
Hobbs up by a dozen, 63-51 in the 3rd quarter, 2:39 remaining, and it has all been possession about Hobbs so far in this 3rd quarter. And right now we got the call with Ty Friend.
Ron, you just had a score coming in from Roswell, 2 at the Hobbs Lady Eagles.
Exactly. The final score for that one, the Lady Eagles are triumphant, 85-39. So that was a first win for the district. We knew that was going to happen, and it happened with a big score for the Hobbs Lady Eagles.
What's that, 46-point win there? Pretty nice one for Coach Carpenter. Couple of passes for the Eagles down the front court. Turbiatis left wing, slings it back to Soria timeline. One-hand bounce pass to Pena on the right wing to move the zone. They're staying in the zone. 1-2-2 it looks like now. Dribble to the left side to McGahey. To the free throw line off the dribble up top to Soria. To Pena on the left wing. He's going to take a fade shot from the left elbow and nails it right through the hole. Got his defense backing off that time. 14 now for Pena. 65-51. Of course, Pena, the top scorer on the team this season at 16.1 a game, getting real close to that right now. Top of the arc, driving the paint. Palomino spins, tries a scoop shot, and Javen Hernandez tried to hold his ground, but then he got rammed into, and he didn't know how to stop because he was got a head right in his gut. Fans, the Hobbs Eagle fans, are booing now. They didn't think Javen did anything wrong there. He was pretty solid as they call him on his second personal. 14 foul, and getting with a battering ram head was Jacob Palomino. He's been on the line all night, though. He's been on 10 times and has made 7 of 10 for 70%, but they're not going to put him on the line. Now they're putting him on the baseline. Inbound will be coming from the left base. They get into left block with a hook shot on the left side of the rim. No good for Zambrano. Hernandez came down. No, Turbiatis with the rebound is Knight. Throws it ahead to Pena. Goes to the rack with 2 hands on the right, but they're going to say he was fouled on the floor first. He went through traffic that time. So they're going to call the foul to stop the drive, and that'll be against Isaac Gonzalez, his second, third team foul. Checking in for Roswell will be Clarence Cheadle as he checks in for Palomino, the everlasting free throw shooter. Turbiatis gets the inbound on the right wing. Pivots, goes up top of the dribble, gives it off to McGahey. Down to Soria left corner, fakes a 3, drives the left paint, leans and shoots, and it rolls into the rim, counted, and the foul. He went up on 2 defenders that time, and they just come underneath him, took his legs out. They're going to count the basket. Soria has 10 points now, double digits, and the foul's going to go against Saraceno, his third, 14th foul. Boy, Coach Berlow is screaming his head off at the other baseline to the official that made the call now at the scorer's table.
Probably trying to say that Saraceno had his feet planted, but instead looks like he moved him a little bit before that hit.
Soria nailed the free throw as he came into this contest shooting 46%. That'll definitely help his numbers out. Soria now with 11 points. And we got a reach foul in the backcourt. To kind of slow things down a little bit for the defense. They charged that one to Javen Hernandez, third personal. And more importantly for Roswell, their 5th foul on the Eagles. That means double bonus, and they got 140 to try to use that to their advantage.
Exactly. I know they've got a big hole to dig out of it, but that is one way to do it. Anytime you can get any kind of free kind of points, you want to take advantage of that.
Gonzalez hasn't shot a free throw tonight. His first is up and good. He's got 3 total points. 12 free throw attempts so far for Roswell. They made 9 of 12 for 75%. Second shot's up and good. Gonzalez gets both of them. He has 4 points. Hobbs has only shot 4 times. They are perfect, 4 for 4. 68-53 though, Hobbs by 15. Hernandez gets a pass in the front court. One hands it back to Soria near side. Up top to Hernandez, sling it right to Pena. Pena fakes a 3, drives baseline, pivots, back to Soria in the right corner. Pena comes back and get it, right wing for the 3, fade away, and right through the threads. He throws the 3 number right to the defender's face that time, Saraceno. Pena now with his 3rd tray of the ball game. He's got 17 to lead the Eagles, 18-point lead. At the other end, a hook shot coming down the paint off the back of the rim for Saraceno. Turbiatis with the rebound. That's his 10th board. He's got a double-double tonight, Ron. 12 points and 10 boards.
Exactly, not only that, but he's also got 4 assists so far in this game.
That'll be 5 now against Roswell. Both teams in the double bonus, remaining 106 of this 3rd quarter. Turbiatis perfect 1 for 1 on the line. We mentioned just seconds ago the team is 4 for 4, 100% up to this point. And not hexed yet. They count it. First one's a swish. So Jairus Turbiatis, that double-double. And subbing for Roswell on the court now, Jalen Cloud, as he comes in for Isaac Gonzalez. One more shot for Jairus Turbiatis. Eagles by 19, their biggest lead of the game, trying to make it 20 here. And it is rolling around and good. So Hobbs their biggest lead. Turbiatis went 3 for 3 here in this 3rd quarter so far. 14 for him. A steal at the other end. Pena takes away the pass. That'll be Roswell's Another turnover, 12. Pena's take a shot from the right elbow. The defender backed off of him. Makes it pay over the top of Jeremy Zambrano from the right elbow. So Pena's starting to stroke it through. He's got 19. To the other end, right wing is Cloud. Hobbs up by 22. Biggest lead of the ball game. Up top with the pass to Carrasco to the left wing to Cheadle. Tries a lane, left to right. Double clutch on the right block off the glass and count it. They're going to say Turbiantes bodied him up. They'll count the basket for Cheadle, his 5th point. Turbiantes has picked up his 3rd personal, and that'll be the 6th team foul. So, and 1 coming here for Cheadle. Coach Ross going to try to bring in his sub, and the referee tried to stop Henderson for coming in, but it was just a 1-shot foul, and Henderson lobbies his way onto the court as Turbiantes takes a breather with those 3 fouls, but a double-double tonight for him so far.
We talked about the fact that both these teams had a 68 points something or other average per game, and right now 75 points in the 3rd quarter. Hobbs is scoring strong. 55 is what they're holding the Coyotes, and that's exactly what they wanted to do, be able to get 20 a quarter as well as hold Coyotes down to a minimum.
Yeah, I mean, they usually give up 52 a game. It's a little bit past that, but still, good D anyway. Missing the free throws, Cheadle, and pulling it down on the right baseline for Roswell. Then they blow a whistle. Jacob Palomino got the board. I think they said he double dribbled. That's his 4th rebound, but it'll also be the 13th turnover.
That's exactly right. He double dribbled and lost the ball. Another turnover for Roswell.
The weird thing about it was the referee at the half-court line called a double dribble on the baseline, so a little bit out of his area that time. Throws it down court to Pena on the Eagles side, left wing. Pena gets stopped, dumps it down to Henderson, who couldn't get his big mitts on it. Ball was thrown a little bit ahead of him, but he probably should have picked it up in stride and dunked it, but just couldn't get a grip. That'll be a turnover for Hobbs, their 10th of the ball game.
Well, it bounced off his body. He couldn't control it, and next thing you know, there's another steal.
Yep, there's Pena in the paint, picks it off and lays it in on the right side. Tit for tat for the Eagles on that one. He's got 21, 77-55. Shot from the other end, left corner, 3 off the left rim for Barola, the coach's son. Pulled down in the left block, ripped down hard. And a pass to the half court is going to sail out of bounds with a turnover. That will also run out the clock here in Tasker Arena. Your score, Hobbs 77, Roswell 55. Back in 60 seconds on the Hobbs Eagle Network.
Hobbs has pulled away to a 77-55 game. It is a 22-point lead, and we're just starting the 4th quarter. And with the call here is your friend, my friend, Ty Friend.
Did you notice, Ron? I don't think they've hit a trade. They're that whole 3rd quarter did Roswell, and they started coming into this second half with 7 trays to their name.
Exactly, and that's the reason why they were staying in the game, that and the free throws, and they've limited them on both of those.
Hobbs will play some D to start the 4th. Ball gets dribbled down the left side of the paint. Palomino kicks it in left corner there. There's a 3. I should have shut my mouth. Drilling it hard was Trey Barola, wide open. The 8th tray of the game. That's his first bucket. He just barely got off the bench here late in the 3rd, now into the 4th. Beatty on the right wing after a pass against the 2-3 zone up top to Pena. Trying to move the zone. Tried to dribble and got it stripped out of his hands by Saraceno and picked up for the Coyotes. Eagles 11th turnover. Thrown across the timeline to Cloud. Near the scorer's table far left. Up top to Cheadle. 77-58 Eagles. Crossover move goes to rack. Scoop and rejected by Henderson right to the referee's leg that time on the right baseline. And good job of staying solid and just using that hand on top of the leather.
Exactly. Was in the right place, moved with the ball as well as the ball player.
Palomino get it into Cloud in the right corner, guarded by Hodge, who we haven't seen for quite a bit. He drives the baseline, goes up to the rack, throws up a shot, almost blocked by big man Henderson. Rebound instead by Turbiantes' 11th. Goes backdoor to Pena, the double-hand dunk on the right side of the rim. Pena throwing it down, his 2nd dunk of the game. He's got 23. 79-58, Eagles by 21. Biggest lead was 22 in the third. In the front court, it's Cheadle. Gives it off to the right wing to Saraceno. Crossover move. Back to Cheadle on the right wing. He wants a three off the back of the iron. Ripping it down is Beatty in the middle of the paint. His first board. Takes the dribble to the front court. 3-on-2. To the left corner. Fires up a three himself. In and out, no good. Wide open. Peyton Hodge with a double clutch put back on the right rim. He puts it through. 15 points and 2 rebounds for Hodge. 81-58. Hobbs by 23. That is their biggest lead of the contest. Slowing it down now is Cloud as he comes across the time stripe, guarded by Hodge. Gets a screen at the line by Cheadle. Drives to the right block, puts on the brakes. Shot up over big man Henderson, who was straight up again. Now he did back up a little bit, but not towards the shooter, but they still get him. They said he hipped him. Henderson not liking the call, kind of trying to lobby the officials against it. That's his 4th personal. Be the first team foul here in the 4th quarter, but that will give an opportunity for Jalen Cloud. 2 free throws. He's perfect, 2 for 2. And he might get into double digits with one of these free throws. He will if that happens, and he does with the swish. 10 points for him. I know frustration there for Henderson. That time he appeared to be pretty solid. I'm not sure where they got him unless he kind of threw the hips forward a little bit, but it looked like he was kind of going backwards.
Well, you know, it's all about perception as well. Maybe the ref saw something that may or may not have happened, but either way, Henderson with the big body just sometimes gets those calls against him. 2
free throws good for Cloud, not 11 for him. 81-60. Hobbs by 21. Eagles will slow it down as they come across. Pena throws it across to Hodge on the left wing. Dribbles behind his back. Gets a 2-3. Lost it off his leg, but it knocked over to Pena on the right wing. Throws a high one down to Henderson, right baseline. 15-footer air ball. Peyton Hodge with the rebound, left block. He's trying to go to the rack with it. He gets knocked flat on his back as he kind of went backwards toward the middle of the lane. Ball's going to come off the rim, and trying to dunk it was Henderson that time, but Hodge will get the free throws. That's going to be 2 for him.
Hodge was falling backwards as he tried to do that one-handed shot up to get it in there. Got close, but instead just drew the foul instead for the 2.
Hodge has yet to shoot a free throw. Has 15, now make it 16 points after the first make on that. Came into the contest shooting 51%, so that number there will help him out a little bit. He'll get one more, 16 points as we said, and now make it 17. 2 for 2 on the line. Eagles have not missed a free throw, 6 for 6 so far, 83-60, matching their biggest lead of the game. In the front court, Cloud throws it down to the right corner, 3 on the way for Saraceno. Off the side of the iron, no good. Turbiante's rebound, left block. That's his 12th board of the ball game. He spins up the far right sideline. Looks like he might have stepped over there and
no, he just lost the ball. Yeah. It went up in the air after he was trying to throw it, but instead lost the grip of it, went up and out of bounds.
That'll be the 12th turnover for the Eagles. There have been 14 for Roswell, but Hobbs the cushion of 23-point lead here, 5:43 remaining. Inbounded Cloud, fakes it 3 on the left wing as Hodge comes out at him, close on D, sliding with him. Pass to half court, almost stolen by Turbiantes, picked up by Palomino, up top to Cheadle. Cheadle pivots and gives it back to Palomino on the right wing. Spins against Turbiantes' right block. Threads it down low to Cloud. Reverse slap rejected on the left side by Henderson. Ball's going to be put up court to Peyton Hodge, who lays it in for 2. Rebound by Beatty that time, and Hodge scores another bucket. He's got 19 overall, 6 in this 4th quarter. 85-60, biggest lead, 25. Coming across the timeline, Cheeto in the left corner, puts a head fake up. Turbiantes came down on him, and then he went to the rack with it. They call the foul on the drive. So that'll be Turbiantes with his 4th personal, 2 team fouls against the Eagles. He better be careful. One more and he's out.
Exactly, but just made contact of him as he turned around or went around him, and Turbiantes just touched him just a little bit.
Cloud will get the inbound on the far left sideline near the scorer's table. Pena backing off a little bit. Cheetah with a screen, shot it away for the NBA 3 and score it for Cloud. First tray of the second half for Roswell. Again, they had 7. Well, that's second 3, and it's now 14 points for Cloud. That's his second tray of the ball game. 85-63 Eagles, though. Pass to Hodge, left wing. His fadeaway 3 off the left rim. Loosen the paint and take it in transition by Cloud, his second rebound. Slows it down, shot from the left 3. Nobody open on the D over there, and he's going to fire it up with no contest as he gets back-to-back trays. 17 now for Cloud.
And he's going to take that all day long.
His third tray of the ball game. 85-66, 19-point lead. Hippity hop move for Hodge. Misses a little lefty shot. Push towards the rim. Left block. Ripped down by Cheeto. Throwing the elbows. His second board. He'll take the dribble up court. Back over to the right wing. Front side to Barola. Down the right corner. 3 on the way and good for Saraceno. His 4th tray of the game. 14 points for Saraceno. It's down to a 16-point lead. Payne will slow it down at the timeline, but the clock is not the advantage of Roswell. 4:02 remaining, but Coach Ross wants a timeout nonetheless to talk about the Eagles needing to kind of get a little bit more energized out there. 4:02 left, fourth quarter. Hobbs 85, Roswell 69. We're back in 30 seconds, live on HobbsAmerica.com, YouTube, the Cool 95.7 Facebook page, and on the radio, Cool 95.7. .402 left here at Task Arena. First game of the district schedule. Your Hobbs Eagles up by 16, 85-69 over Roswell. About halfway through this fourth quarter, Eagle basketball after their timeout. Inbound to Peyton Hodge at the time stripe. Roswell has hit 11 trays in this game, but still down big. Dribbling top of the arc is Hodge against a double team. Got the ball knocked out of his hands, regains at the timeline, gives over to Soria left wing. He wants the tray, and it's coming off the rim, no good. Underneath the hoop is Cheadle. Rips down his third board. Bounces it over to Cloud on the far left. He'll bring it across the timeline against Hodge. Near the scorer's table. Up top, a screen from Cheadle. Stop and go dribble behind his back in the middle of the paint. Back to Cheadle on the left wing for three. Clinks off the front of the rim, no good. Hodge is waiting for it. Rips it down, his third board. Outlet over to the far side to Clay, who just checked in. Gives it back to Hodge. Now in the front court. 3:20 left in the game. Eagles by 16. Coming out on D is Cloud on the near left. Screen up top from Henderson. Driving the lane is Hodge. Going through three defenders. Scoop shot on the right side. Misses off the iron. Pulled down in transition by Palomino with 6 rebounds. Gives it off right wing to Cloud, who gets tripped. Soria got behind him and kind of fell into his legs there, and he sprawled forward. So that'll be Soria's first personal. 13 foul. Roswell have it on the near sideline right. 3:08 left, but they're down by 16.
It looks like penalties or fouls may not be an issue in this point as we're at 3:08.
Roswell came in with a 16-4 record, 20 games. Hobbs at 17-3, 20 games. 3 on the way from the left wing, off the side of the iron, no good. Turbiantes with his 13th rebound. He's going to take the dribble himself with his left hand up the near sideline, now in the front court. Crossover move, trying to take on a guard and reach in a slap as they get the foul on Palomino, his second team foul. Of course, the Eagles had a second ranking in the Max Preps poll. Roswell at number 5, so 2 teams in the same district in the top 5.
Exactly. An exciting game. We knew it would be. We thought maybe the Cats would be able to get a little bit more into it, but so far the threes are the only thing that are keeping them in.
Inbound to Clay in the left corner, front court. Back to Hodge. Crossover move. He'll stay outside the circle. Slings it over to Soria right wing. Jab step. Double team against him on the zone. Back deep to Hodge. Fakes a pass. Drives the right elbow. Tries to get a back door. Ball gets tipped by Roswell. Missing the dunk was Henderson off the back of the rim. Long rebounds down. Brado goes to the rack to the other end. Left side misses. But put back up and in off the tip by Saraceno. Third rebound and 16th point. 85-71. Hobbs up by 14. Driving the lane, weaving through traffic is Hodge. Double clutch on the right side of the glass. Little late whistle there. Coach Ross called it before the ref did on the baseline, but it'll be a foul nonetheless. That'll put Hodge on the stripe to shoot 2. And that one will be charged to Frankie Anaya. His first personal, third team foul. Hodge up on the stripe. He is 2 for 2. The Eagles perfect, Ron, 6 for 6 from the charity line.
And that's what we want to see, too, until then, of course. But still, nevertheless, 6 out of 7 is not too bad, considering how sometimes Hobbs shoots between 50 to 70%. And we just want to see them increase their percentage on the foul line.
So missing his first is Hodge. He'll get one more. He's got 19. One will get 20, but he misses the second off the back of the rim. Rebound put back up by Hodge. He wanted to still put that through, and he did with one hand, tipping it over the top of the right rim. So now he'll get that plus 20 mark. 21 for Peyton Hodge and his 4th rebound. Into the front court on the left wing. Zambrana drives the lane, reverse layup right, goes air ball. Underneath the hoop is Pena. Coach Barola wanting a foul on that one. That is Pena's 2nd rebound. He throws it down the lane to Soria, but well overthrows him to the baseline, out of bounds. That's turnover number 18. So Hodge with 21 points, 23 for Pena. He's the leader right now. 14 for Turbiatis, 11 for Soria. We got 4 in double figures. Everybody's getting a piece of the pie tonight.
Exactly, and Hodge had a chance for 1, went for 2 instead.
Trying to drive the lane, reverse layup right to left. Saraceno gets fouled from behind. Ball came off the left side of the iron, but a chance for 2 free throws off the foul. And that's going to be the 4th on Turbiatis, and that'll be the 4th team foul as well. And on the line to shoot the 2 is Saraceno. He's yet to shoot free throws, but he's good on that 3-point line. He's got 4 trays so far and 16 points. First shot's up and good. A lot of guys have had opportunities tonight. Cloud 4 for 4. Gonzalez 2 for 2. 7 for 10, Palomino. Second shot good for Saraceno, who's now 2 for 2. 87-73 after the make there. Hobbs by 14. Trying to get their 18th win of the season. Of course, Friday night they'll play in Clovis, take on the Wildcats. Coming across the timeline is Pena with 1:38 remaining. Stop and go to the right corner. Uses up the dribble. Throws the hard one back to Turbiatis. Over to left wing to Hodge. Turbiatis to the free throw line off the pass. The ball gets thrown behind him, ripped away by Trey Barola, turnover number 14. Into the front court to the left wing. Gonzalez up top, driving the lane. After the pass, Carrasco. He zings one over the left corner, but the teammate was closer to him to the lane than the corner, but he threw it deep into that left corner and sails out of bounds. That's their 15th turnover. 1:15 remaining, and Pena will take his time in the backcourt. Defender will meet him at the timeline. And that is Gonzalez, the sophomore. Gives to Soria, the sophomore, for the Eagles left wing. Faking a couple of threes, trying to get the defender out on him. Finally coming out was Carrasco. To Pena, who comes behind to get the ball on the left wing. Dribbling through his legs behind his back. Just kind of toying with Gonzalez near the Taskovich band. Little half spin. Backs it out again with a little dribbling exhibition. He throws it up top to Soria. He'll back it out to the timeline with 45. Dribbling through his legs, stop and go. Down the lane, runner shot on the way. Alley-oop, actually, I think. I'm not sure if it's going to be interference or not on that one, as Javen Hernandez tried to dunk it from the right side of the rim. Boy, he's kind of smiling after that play. What did they call on that?
Apparently not.
Maybe it was basket interference, I guess, because they looked like it didn't look like an alley-oop to begin with, just like a shot down the lane, and then all of a sudden you see Hernandez going up and trying to dunk it. So I think the ball was on the cylinder and they just waved it off.
I think that's the same way as well, because it's still the 87 right now.
Half-court inbound to Frankie Anaya. Kicks over to the left wing to Martinez. Back to the time stripe to Carrasco. Over to right side to Anaya for 3 off the side of the iron. Chased down in transition by Brock Beatty. He goes back door, and Hernandez trying to double clutch as he was sailing down the right side of the lane. He gets pushed backwards on the foul. So Javen's going to try to get himself in the scorebook now. They'll call that against Frankie Anaya, his second 14th foul. 2 shots for Javen Hernandez. Hasn't shot tonight on the line. He's coming in a 1 of 2 this season on the stripe for 50. And this one bouncing every part of the rim and does stay in for Hernandez, who gets his first point of the ball game. Eagles have only missed 2 free throws in the contest.
His first point's a nice shooter touch on that one, as you said. It went all around the rim and we're finally in. That second one hit into the cylinder.
2 for 2 on the line, 89-73. A long pass up the near sideline, sails out of bounds about 3/4 court. Don't think it touched anybody, so Hobbs will get it back on the baseline underneath their hoop with 26.8 remaining. Officials have to conference about this because one of the refs didn't know that the touch had not been made there. So Soria will get a chance to inbound from the left baseline. Probably the last possession of the ball game, unless the Eagles decide to shoot quick. Get it back to Beatty on the left wing. Jab step, gives it Soria left corner. He wants a 3, but it's off the side of the backboard, no good. Loose on the baseline. Beatty will come down with it. Brock Beatty, a second rebound. Throws it in the paint, and there's Aaron Wheeler to throw to the front of the rim for 2. His first bucket. 91-73, down to 10 seconds. Frankie Nye in the front court. Kick it over right wing. 3 on the way for Barola off the side of the iron. Falling to the floor for it was Martinez. He sends it to the right elbow. Shot by Barola off the back of the rim. Rebound right baseline. A fadeaway at the buzzer. Well off the mark. No good. And that's the ball game. Your Hobbs Eagles winning 91-73 over Roswell. They go to 1-0 at district. Coyotes drop to 0-1. Eagles are now 18-3 overall. The Coyotes drop to 16-5. We'll take a 3-minute break, come back with the Hobbs Eagle postgame show live on Cool 95.7, HobbsAmerica.com, and YouTube. Your Hobbs Eagles victorious first game of district here at Task Arena, 91-73 over Roswell as Hobbs improves to 18-3. The Coyotes drop to 16-5. Of course, the Eagles number 2 in the Max Preps poll. Roswell at number 5. Hobbs will be on the road on Friday night at Clovis, so that'll be game 2 of the district schedule. And Ron, in terms of this game, Eagles had to deal with some three-point shooting for Roswell. In fact, some good shooting in that first half, and held Roswell to no three-point conversions in that third quarter. Not very many shots taken from three-point range. Right. And I guarantee you Coach Ross talked about that during the halftime break where the Eagles were up by 6, 44-38. And Hobbs really came back big in that third quarter, 33-17 in terms of points points production, and that really got them that coast to a double-digit win tonight.
And the two things that we talked about, free throw shots and the three-pointers, yeah, they slowed down and actually stopped for the three-pointers in the third quarter, slowed down in the third quarter as well. Just got enough to be able to get that big gap in there. Roswell did storm back a little bit, but just wasn't enough to be able to get anywhere close. Got it, couldn't even get it to a single-digit deficit on that one. So that's all about Hobbs being able to put on the brakes at the right time for the defense and be able to slow down or stop their opponent. And I think that's one of the reasons why they've got their 17 or 18 wins now for this season, looking strong as they continue and get their first district win of the season.
Both teams had 9 scores in the game. Let's look at the Roswell Coyotes first. They ended up with 3 in double digits. Ryland Saraceno, one of their top scorers this season, had 18 points, 4 three-pointers, and was 2 for 2 from the charity stripe along with 3 rebounds. So definitely top honors when it comes to three-point shooting in this ball game. Jalen Cloud, though, 1 point shy of him, was 17 points. He had 3 three-pointers, perfect on the line, 4 for 4, and had 2 rebounds. Jeremy Sombrano finished with 13 points, 2 trays, 1 for 1 on the line, and also had 2 rebounds. So those 3 in double figures. Jacob Palomino almost getting there with 9 points. He was 6 of 9 from the charity stripe and had 6 rebounds. Other scores for Roswell, Clarence Cheadle with 5 points, including a tray and 3 rebounds. It was Trey Barola coming in the late third quarter to hit a tray for 3 points. Josh Martinez got a bucket for 2, and Zy Carrasco finishing with 1 score for 2. He had 2 rebounds. Free throw shooting for Roswell, 15 of 19 for 78%. They had 20 rebounds in the game compared to 39 or 29 for the Eagles, so 9 less than the Hobbs squad got. Palomino was the leader with 6 boards for Roswell. And then it was 3 for Cheadle and 3 for Ryland Saraceno. We mentioned the 11 three-pointers that Roswell converted in this game, majority of those coming in the first half. They had 1 more turnover than Hobbs, 15, compared to the Hobbs Eagles, 14. Now look at the Hobbs numbers. They didn't have as, in terms of the three-point shot tonight, didn't have as many as Roswell did, but they had a lot more points on the scoreboard, 91 in this contest. Of course, we said the Eagles came in averaging 68.8 points a game, and they get 91 tonight, even better than what they had against Artesia last week. They got a lot of guys contributing in this game, including Abraham Pena. He was the leading scorer with 23 points. Did manage to throw down 3 three-pointers in the game and had 2 rebounds. So consistency all the time for Pena. Even so, the days where he doesn't have his best numbers, he still is getting the double-digit production, Ron. In fact, he came into the contest averaging 16.1, and here tonight he's at 23.
Exactly, and that's exactly what we wanted to see. A complete and total nice game on both sides on offense and defense, and he does that. He pulls it out and makes this pretty much look easy, and that's what we're hoping for, because Carlsbad and Clovis, they may not be doing as well as Hobbs is, but they're always going to be a tough competition as well as Roswell. Right behind him, Peyton Hodge finishes up with 21 points. He had a tray in the first quarter and also had several free throw opportunities in the game. He went 2 for 4 and had 4 rebounds. So Pena and Hodge both combining for 44 points in this contest. Definitely getting the job done for the Eagles. It was Jairus Turbiatis with a double-double tonight, 14 points, 13 rebounds, and was perfect from the line, 3 for 3, and a tray as well. And talk about a well-rounded game for him tonight, Jairus. Exactly, it was. And he also got a nice couple of assists as well during the game, especially in the second half. He got 4 assists, 2 in the first half and 2 in the second half. He also had a block near the end of the game as well. So he is doing well both offensively and defensively, like you just said. And another thing I like about the kid, he seems like he's always in a good mood. He's smiling. He's energetic. He goes up and down the court. You don't see him melting when there's a problem out there. You also don't see him melting when he hits the floor and he bounces. He's apparently made of rubber or something, because we've seen him several times either leap or try to do something, but either way, he's always on the floor picking himself up again, and he's always running again right after that, so it doesn't slow him down at all. I failed to mention, too, there's a 4th double-digit score tonight. Lyric Soria, the sophomore, had 11 points. He had 2 trays in the first half, 1 for 1 on the line, and also had 2 rebounds. So 4 guys in double figures, solid offensive scoring tonight. Parker Henderson finishes with 8 points and 2 rebounds in the game. Almost got a chance for that dunk, and unfortunately came off a little bit off the fingertips and was getting ready to throw that one down. Braddock Beatty finishes with 6 points, all 6 of his points in the third quarter, also had 2 rebounds. It was Josiah Clay with the bucket and 2 for 2 free throw shooting for 4 points.
Amron Wheeler gets a bucket in the fourth quarter for 2. Javen Hernandez a couple of free throws in the fourth quarter for 2 points as well. Again, Eagles with 9 scores in this game. Like you mentioned, too, great free throw shooting for Hobbs, 10 of 12 for 83%. Much of this game, they were perfect, and a few misses there by Peyton Hodge, who was, still with 21 points, so we're not going to complain about the free throw shooting. But 10 for 12, I mean, hard to beat those numbers.
Yeah, Peyton Hodge had 2 steals as well, 2 assists to round out his game. Yeah, that second shot that he had on the free throw line, he's been working on it for a while, making sure he doesn't go in and encroach the line before the ball hits the lane and get the lane charge. Instead, he gets the 2 points instead of the 1. He could have got the 1, but he thought, you know what? Why settle for 1 when you get 2 points?
Yeah, man, he definitely wasn't going to go down just watching it from the free throw line. Eagles out rebounding Roswell 29-20 thanks to 13 boards for Turbiatis and 4 for Peyton Hodge, the 2 leaders there. Hobbs did have the 14 turnovers, 1 shy of Roswell's 15. Again, 3-point battle. Well, I think you'll have to give that to Roswell.
Definitely, yeah.
11-6 in that category, but we're not going to complain about that. Eagles were up 23-13 in the first quarter. They did manage 21 in the second quarter, and that was compared to 25, though. Roswell did get a little bit of advantage there in the second. Eagles had a 6-point lead at the half, but dumped in 33 points in the third quarter to just 17 for Roswell, and finished up with 14 in the fourth. Although Roswell was able to dump in 18, so 4 better, but still not anywhere close in this game, 91-73 Eagles.
Yeah, speaking of numbers, yeah, you talk about the fact that we conceded the fact on 3 free throws and 3-point shots, but we did win the steals as well as the assists and the blocks. According to me, anyway, not official, but we had 11 steals versus only 5 for Roswell, 5 for assists as well for Roswell, and 14 assists total for the Hobbs Eagles, and so they're doing very well as far as assists, steals, and they even had 3 blocks. I didn't see any for Roswell, so again, it's 2 for Henderson, 1 for Turbiatis, and he always manages to be able to get around the ball no matter what. Once again, we can't sing the praises of Turbiatis enough, and we're just lucky enough to be able to get him at his peak performance here at Hobbs and the Eagles.
Yeah, Mr. Energy out there, and a good role model for teammates, too, to keep your head up even when something isn't going perfectly. Next game for the Eagles on Friday night, they've got the Clovis Wildcats, currently sitting under 500 overall at 8-11. And they are also with a defeat tonight. Carlsbad knocked them off by 12 points in Carlsbad, Ron, 55-43. Carlsbad, of course, 15-6 on the season. But the Wildcats are going to be hungry after losing that first district game tonight.
Exactly, they are. And definitely going to see some roar in them because, once you lose that first district game, you want to get back into the solid side or the winning side. Carlsbad is not as strong as Hobbs is, so we're expecting to see them go up to be able to handle Clovis. But again, that's the reason why they play the game. Just because you are better than them doesn't mean you're going to play better. And sometimes everybody has a bad day, and hopefully that won't happen for Hobbs as they go up and face the Clovis Wildcats on Friday.
Should mention back on December 6th, Clovis only lost to Cleveland by 2 points. Of course, the Eagles got beat by double digits there at the that game a couple weekends ago, so that's kind of a head scratcher there. They beat Lovington real bad, 72-50 by 22 in that game. Lost to Las Cruces, a team the Eagles blew out bad. Lost to them by 3 points. Also, Volcano Vista clobbered them by a total of 30 points, 64-34. Lost to West Mesa by 11. Beat Santa Fe High by 13. Oregon Mountain, they got beat bad by 21, a team the Eagles already took apart, Oregon Mountain. And, again, Carlsbad tonight by 12, which the Eagles have also beaten already. So, anyway, Hobbs has got to go up there. It's not easy to play in Rock Staubus Gym. Pretty cool environment, a nice court up there. Hobbs tends to have a little bit more trouble, of course, on the road with this Wildcats team, and then it seems like they come back home here, and then it's a double-digit blowout.
And they did last year. They went in with an 8-game win streak against the Clovis Wildcats and managed to lose that one just by a little bit, 65-62. Again, one of those situations where last season they just struggled in the fourth quarter. They weren't able to play as strong as they have been. But this season, not a problem for them. In fact, they get better in the second half, and I believe that this is going to be another victory for Hobbs. They're looking to see if they can get the district championship, and it's been a little while since they've had it, and they want to get back into the winning side.
Again, final score tonight, 91-73. The Eagles victorious, 1-0 in district and 18-3 overall. And a couple other scores, too. JV 57-50. Hobbs wins that one. Hobbs girls big on the road in Roswell, 85-39. We'll be back with you on Friday night. Myself, actually, Ron's going to be in Texaco for JAL basketball, so you can catch that one on the HobbsAmerica.com or YouTube if you like. And, of course, we'll be on the air at 6:45 in terms of the pregame show. Tip-off at 7, and that'll be on the stations you're used to, Cool 95.7, HobbsAmerica.com, YouTube, and the Cool 95.7 Facebook page. I'd like to thank Manuel back at the station, myself, Ty Friend, and Ron Gunner. You get the last word. You get our sponsors who keep us on the radio and internet running our mouths so much.
Exactly. Once again, thank you very much for the following. Lee County State Bank, IPS, LECO, Thriftway, TDS, Lavelle Insurance, Eunice Pump and Supply, New Mexico Junior College, Lasco Construction, Forest Tire, Albertsons Market, XL Energy, the First American Bank of Hobbs, and NMR Pipeline. Thanks again very much for your support. Without you guys, we wouldn't be able to do this.
Have a great Tuesday night, and we will see you on Friday from Clovis. Hobbs Eagles victorious here at Tasker.